Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mykonos Financial Consulting. Welcome to another video. And I understand a lot of you here are, either college, freshmen or people who are considering college. So today we're going to go over a short little video as to why you should go to college and really one of the best options for you going forward. So, as a consulting firm, obviously, we have finance and accounting backgrounds. It's very significant, obviously, to the work that we do when we consult for businesses and when we really provide support to a lot of companies, whether that's marketing, finance, valuations, and so forth. What we're here today, though, is either you're confused, you're unsure about what you want to do in life. Maybe you're thinking about what makes you the most money. Others choose to pick a career that is something they enjoy. Now, simply put, I wanted to put this out here. Our recommendation from our personal experience is that you go to college and you go ahead and major in accounting. Um, why do we say that? So if you guys take a look at this graph right here, a general college degree is in the orange and the blue is the accounting career. As you guys can see, the accounting career is much, much higher than a general college degree because business administration, psychology, you could go for engineering. There's a diverse amount of college degrees out there, but a lot of times it's actually hard to get a job. It's hard to progress in a career. And a lot of people are often stuck, at a certain career choice, a career path. Accounting gives you that flexibility. And think of it this way. If you become an accounting major, you know the language of business because accounting is the language of business. That means you could transition to a finance role. You could transition to a management or leadership role. You could transition to a marketing role because you know the language of business. If you major in marketing, though, you can't really go into an accounting career or a finance career. And if you go into a finance career, it's hard to go into accounting or a marketing kind of field. Now, if you guys are looking to make money and make worth of your college experience in a good way, we would recommend going into accounting. You guys can see the average salary for an accounting career is 65,000 out of college. You're going to grow at 4 or 5% every year. Big Four has about 10% annual growth. There's senior manager roles, and you could become a partner, which means you own a part of the business, and we'll get into that. Whereas if you go get a regular college degree, you're going to have about 45K if you're lucky in a terrible job market, and you're only going to have a slow 2% raise roughly every year. Now, you have the early career advantage, obviously. You start with a lot higher salary, and it continues to compound just because of the fact that you're getting raises, you're advancing, and so forth. And if you stick it out in accounting, you could become a senior manager, director of finance control. Those are high paying positions. And this is shown because a lot of the people in their 40s and 50s and even 60s have 300 plus K salaries. So, for instance, a PwC, KPMG, EY, Deloitte partner who are in accounting, those are big four firms, will make over 300,000 in a partnership on average. A lot of them are close to $1 million a year. Basically, accounting will give you the opportunity to make $2 to $4 million in your career than a general degree. And kind of, what we're trying to get at is if you're looking to go to college to make money, to be successful, we would super highly recommend the accounting major. You got higher pay, faster growth, strong security in your job because there are no accountants out there anymore. Almost no one. Now, I'm going to flip the screen a little bit and you guys can see some of the big four accounting firms. They're Deloitte, like I said, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, EY, and KPMG. They offer different things. And if you're considering going into accounting, this is what we would recommend. Look at the audit and assurance. All they do is check that companies such as Apple, Nike, big companies are telling the truth on their financial statements. So if you're an investor trying to buy Apple stock, you can trust what they're saying because one of these firms has checked their numbers. Tax is tax. You're doing taxes, but it could be a highly valuable role because a lot of older tax professionals are retiring, providing an opportunity to grow. And then lastly, you have advisory and consulting. Those kind of go together. This is the consulting aspect. And obviously, we're consultants, not for Big Four. but it deals with, management and risk consulting, deal advisory, so like M&A transactions. So if you want to go into investment banking, a really good route would be going through the Big Four and going into that advisory and risk management practice because you get to work with investment banks. However, again, we're obviously not going to make the decision for you. But if you're confused about going to college, not sure, or you're in college, you don't really know what you want to do, we would extremely, and I mean heavily emphasize that accounting is probably one of the top, if not your top choice in a career. Guys, feel free to have any questions in the chat. And thank you for joining Mykonos Financial Consulting. Hopefully, we helped out a little bit.